Today we journey into the spellbinding saga of a man whose life was anything but ordinary, a legend forged in the heart of Sri Lanka, formerly Ceylon. He was a trailblazer of historic proportions, the first Sri Lankan, Ceylonese, and indeed the first Eurasian in the entire British Empire to be knighted by Queen Victoria. He was also the first Ceylonese to take his seat beside the colonial governor on the Executive Council, also the first to don the robes of a district judge and the first to rise to the office of Chief Justice, even if only in acting capacity. And if that wasn't enough, he was the man who faced down Sara Dale, the island's most feared outlaw, a Robin Hood figure who defied the British and successfully prosecuted him in a trial that riveted the nation. His tale doesn't end with lofty titles and courtly honors, because after his death in 1876, something strange began to stir within the walls of Whist Bungalow, his sprawling estate in Madura. Servants spoke in hushed tones of ghostly footsteps in the dead of night, shadows that moved where no man walked, whispers that chilled the bone. The great judge, it seemed, was not yet finished with this world. This is not just the story of a legal mastermind or a colonial statesman. It is the haunting, heroic, and unforgettable chronicle of Sir Richard Francis Morgan, a man whose legacy still looms large and whose phantom presence is said to linger still, drifting through the moonlit halls of the bungalow he once called home. Brace yourself, because this is the history like you have never heard it before. Born on the 21st of February 1821 in a stately residence on Prince Street, Colombo, Richard Morgan was the youngest of 11 children in a distinguished Dutch burgher Eurasian family. His father, Owen Richard Morgan, served as the port magistrate of Colombo, while his mother, Verana Lorenz, hailed from one of the island's prestigious and most respected burgher lineages. Young Richard's brilliance was evident from the very beginning. He studied first at the Kotte Christian institution, now called the C.M. Sri Jayawardhanapura College, then at the prestigious Colombo Academy, now Royal College Colombo, under the keen eye of Reverend Joseph Marsh. Among his classmates were future intellectual giants like James D. Alves, a revered Orientalist, writer and lawyer, and Sir Charles Henry Stuart, a puisne justice of the Supreme Court of Ceylon. At just 23, Richard Morgan married Clesina Joselina, daughter of J.M. Sisson. Together, they raised a family that would carry forward his legacy. Two of his sons, Hilbrand and Owen Stuart, would grow to become respected barristers in their own right. In 1846, Richard Morgan was admitted to the Ceylon bar as an advocate of the Supreme Court. With unmatched oratory and legal acumen, he rapidly rose through the ranks, not only dominating the courtroom but also becoming a respected writer and editor of legal journals and magazines. He regularly contributed to the Ceylon Observer, mentored by his editor, Dr. Eliot. Then in October 1851, tragedy and opportunity converged. With the death of Mr. Giffening, Richard Morgan was nominated as the unofficial burgher member of the Legislative Council of Ceylon. There he made waves. His eloquence, razor-sharp critiques, and unwavering moral compass soon made him a force to be reckoned with. In 1856, a pivotal moment came when the merchants of Colombo and the Ceylon bar pushed for legal professionals to preside over district courts. Their choice was unanimous: Richard Morgan. Governor Sir Henry Ward appointed him District Judge of Colombo, making him the first Sri Lankan Ceylonese to hold that role. The honor was not only official. A grand deputation comprising of Europeans, burghers, Sinhalese, Tamils, Moors and Malays presented him with a lavish testimonial and £700 in public gratitude. In the ensuing years, Morgan navigated a series of high-profile judicial appointments with remarkable ease, serving as acting puisne justice, Queen's Advocate, the equivalent of today's Attorney General, and even as acting Chief Justice of Ceylon during the absence of Sir Edward Creasy, who had returned to England on medical leave. Speaking of one of his most dramatic moments in court is that he was the Crown's advocate who successfully prosecuted none other than the legendary bandit Sara Dale, often referred to as Sri Lanka's Robin Hood. But his influence extended beyond courtrooms. As a legislator, Richard Morgan was a tireless reformer. The Registration Ordinance, Land Partition Ordinance, Partnership Laws, Irrigation Acts, and the foundational Gun Sabava Ordinance all bear his intellectual signature. His work shaped Ceylon's legal and civil administration for generations. On July 20, 1874, Richard Morgan reached the pinnacle of recognition. He was knighted by Queen Victoria, becoming the first Ceylonese and first Eurasian in the entire British Empire to receive such an esteemed honor. He also mentored the island's future stars, among them Sir Muthu Kumaraswamy, who became the first Tamil to be knighted and the first Hindu Saivite called to the English bar, and Sir Ponnambalam Ramanathan, another legal prodigy whose legacy still looms large in Sri Lanka. But Sir Richard's story doesn't end with his death on 27 January 1876. Not quite. You see, Sir Richard had built a palatial estate known as Whist Bungalow, nestled in Modhera. He poured heart, soul, and a fortune into this 18-acre garden paradise. But soon after his passing, strange things began to happen. Servants reported unexplained footsteps, ghostly whispers, and even full apparitions of the late Richard Morgan roaming the halls. The haunting became so notorious that even Arnold Wright, in his book titled 20th Century Impressions of Ceylon, felt compelled to document it. His widow, Clesina Joselina, perhaps fearing the supernatural, fled the estate and took up residence at Bellevue in Mutwall, the home of E.B. Creasy. For years, Whist Bungalow stood abandoned, shrouded in fear and folklore, until it was eventually occupied by Europeans who scoffed at ghost stories. Later, it became the residence of Louis H.S. Peerage and eventually the childhood residence of Lorraine Senaratne, the first Sri Lankan lady to head a diplomatic mission abroad. Today, the house lives on, reborn as Modhera Pradeepa Hall. But legends say that if you walk its halls late at night, you may still hear the soft echo of a voice, learned, precise, authoritative, rendering judgment from beyond. The legacy of Sir Richard Francis Morgan is as grand as it is mysterious. A legal trailblazer, a political pioneer, and perhaps an eternal resident of his beloved Whist Bungalow. If this story intrigued you, don't forget to check out my episodes on Sir Muthu Kumaraswamy and Lorraine Senaratne and dive deeper into these incredible lives that shaped the island's history. Also, don't forget to check out the sources and recommended readings in the description below. And if you would like to reach out, have a story suggestion, or just want to connect, drop me a message at tuanzamirwrites@gmail.com. Until next time, this is me, Zamir Karim, signing off, uncovering history one story at a time. Take care and watch out for footsteps behind you. God bless you all.